We are now going to explain 4 ways in which you can get paid as a property developer. If you're new to this channel, please hit subscribe with the notification bell, smash that like button, and please leave us any questions or comments below. So we're going to show you 4 ways in which you can get paid as a developer. I'm here today with my business partner and good friend, Mr. Andrew Hubbard, builder for 30 years, transformed into his own property developer, has been doing multi-million-pound developments. I've been in property for many years, and a lot of people think that you need a lot of experience to get into property. Now, the average UK salary is around £26,500 a year. And most people, maybe you can relate, you are having to work literally 40, 50, 60, sometimes even more hours. And you might be in a position right now where you're in the grind, in the rat race, you haven't got the time to spend with your family, your loved ones, you're not making the money you want to make. Well, we're going to show you how you, as a new developer or an existing developer, can make in 4 different scenarios. Number 1, you can charge your own scheme something called a finder's fee. Andy, talk us through this, because this is like the creme de la creme. It's like the magic, right? It's so powerful. But what is a finder's fee? How much is a finder's fee? How do you pay yourself that?
Okay, so the finder's fee is just that. You find the deal, you get the fee. And this is normally about 2% of the deal. So, you know, if you find a bit of land and it's worth £1 million, there's a £20,000 finder's fee. Now you might say, where does that come from? If you're going to do development finance or even on a private investor scheme, normally you would pay like a deal source or an agent fee or something like that. So a finder's fee is quite standard in the industry, but not many people claim it and they're leaving money on the table. So you can pay this finder's fee, your lender will pay you the finder's fee, they expect to pay it.
Yeah.
And it's just a nice little way to get paid from day one. So the minute you complete, that money hits your bank.
Yeah, the fact that you're paying yourself that finder's fee, or maybe paying one of your other companies that found the deal, is irrelevant.
Yeah.
The bottom line is, development funders, the banks, private funders, they understand that there are fees involved for finding those deals. And if you found the deal, direct to vendor, through an agent, whatever the case may be, then you should be paid for that. Now, of course, when you pay yourself the finder's fee at the start of the scheme, that's less what you're going to make at the end, but I always like to get paid at the beginning.
Yep.
And for some people, Andrew, I'll give you an example, like Kevin D'Souza, who's one of my personal graduates, we was able to he took a £25,000 finder's fee on one of our deals. There and then he quit his day job.
Yeah.
He said, there's no point me now being in my day job because I've earned more in just a finder's fee than I would working 50 hours a week for the next 52 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, £25,000 finder's fee, the average annual salary is 26,500. You know, even if you're on 50 grand a year, that's 6 months' salary to be able to walk away from your job straight away.
Yeah, and you know, some deals you might get 30,000 or 40,000, you might get 5,000. But the key thing here, as a property developer, make sure that you apply a finder's fee to your scheme. The second way in which you can get paid as a property developer is via project management fees. Project management, project director, whatever you want to call yourself. Andy, talk us through that, mate.
Okay, so this is great. I mean, for me, you know, we all want to learn how we're going to get paid. We don't want to wait for that final profit. We've got to manage the project. And this is not about the person being on site Monday to Friday. This is the person who's going to oversee the whole project. You're going to be managing the estate agents. You're going to be managing the surveyors that come round. You're going to be managing the inspections. So you're the person that pieces this jigsaw together, but you don't have to be on site every day to get this fee. Now again, the lenders are going to want to see that someone's doing this, and by them paying you, I mean, they're almost giving you some of your profit up front or throughout the deal. This gives them the peace of mind that you can commit to the project. Because if you're getting paid every week, then you can commit to the project, and that means the project's going to run smoothly and get delivered at the end. And I'll give you an example. We're currently building a 5-scheme unit. It's an 8-month scheme. And the project manager's fee for that is £52,000. So we allowed 12 months, but we've done it in 8. And my lender has given me £1,000 a week to manage my own projects.
Wow, £1,000 a week.
£1,000 a week.
Man, you've got people out there grinding out 60 hours a week, not me, but making 300 quid a week.
Yeah, and the beauty of it is, once the development's up and running, there isn't really much management. The guys the guys know what they're doing. They're following the plans. Like I said, you could have a site agent on site Monday to Friday.
Yeah, because you've got a team there, right?
Got a team of professionals.
You're just overseeing the project.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, it is absolutely essential if you are a property developer, property investor, and you can apply this same process if you're doing a single let conversion, if you're doing a HMO, if you're doing a small flip. It's not just for developments. So make sure you get a project manager director fee attached to the scheme, because in many cases that might pay you more than what you're currently making in your current job or business. The third way in which you can get paid as a developer is via being paid to do and assist with some trades. Now, this is not something I do. I'm not a tradesman, but talk us through that, Andy, because I know that's worked really well for you.
Yeah, so many of you watching this video may be from a trades background. Many of you have probably refurbished properties in the past. And what we're saying is that if you go and do the work of a carpenter, you may go and put some stud walls up, and you may have allocated £1,000 for those stud walls. You can pay yourself that contractor's wage. Now, if you work on the tools Monday to Friday, like most tradesmen do, if you were working on your site Monday to Friday and you're earning probably £1,200–1,500 a week, that's on top of your project manager's fee, on top of your finder's fee.
Wow.
So you can start and earn a lot more money just for doing what you're doing for customers right now.
Yeah.
You're probably working for developers right now on site, trading your time for money. You might as well trade the time for money on your own sites.
Wow.
And get paid for what you're doing.
Yeah, and it's one of the reasons why we have our 3-day property developers bootcamp. So it's a 3-day deep dive transformation event where we show tradesmen, builders, construction workers, painters, decorators, complete newbies, existing property investors how to do this, right? Yeah. How to get started, how to scale, how to fund your deals, how to find your deals, how to maximize the return on investment. Because anybody watching this now, you can become a developer, and you can do this if you're brand new. You can do this if you're experienced. You can do this using other people's money. And when you apply these 4 ways of getting paid, the whole process just becomes that much easier. And you make money at the start, in the middle, and also at the end. So the 4th way in which you will make money as a property developer is by what, Andy?
It's basically your profit at the end of the project.
Cool.
Developer profit.
And what sort of profits are we looking to get on a percentage basis?
Okay, so you want to make a 25% profit. So if you're doing a £1 million scheme, you're going to be looking for a £250,000 profit. So 25% as a rule. In some schemes we'll get more. As you get more experience, you can get away with 20%.
Yeah.
But that may be 20% on a bigger scheme. Do you see what I mean? So 25% might be on a 2 to 5 unit scheme, 20% maybe on a 30 or 40 unit scheme. And this is the thing, these are life-changing profits. Even for a single build, we're typically making £100,000 on a single build.
Yeah, that's really the minimum as a developer.
That's the minimum.
That's the sort of minimum entry level, because I see a lot of people out there, and hey, maybe you can relate. They go and do all of these single lets, and I'm not saying single lets are bad. No. I still do single lets. I go and buy below market value, but it's a lot of work, and I might be making 300 quid a month net profit. You see a lot of people go and spend a year doing a small flip.
Yeah.
And the time it takes to do the legals, to get the refurb team in, you might as well do a slightly bigger development. Yeah. And a lot of people do flips and they're like, wow, I've done a flip, I made 20 grand. And hey, great, if you've done that, I applaud you, well done. But why not put that same energy and effort in finding a slightly better deal and making 100 grand as your first profit?
I'd probably say less effort, believe it or not. I mean, you've got to go and buy the land, just like you do go and buy a property. You've got to get funding, so whether that's private investment, development finance, bridging, whatever, you've got to get funding, you've got to go through legals, but then the build part is actually the easy part. It really is, because you've got contractors and trades who know what they're doing, and they follow the plans. With a refurb, you're there, got to manage the refurb, you've got to start ripping things apart, things don't quite, are not where they're supposed to be because you haven't got plans. You're trying to make it up as you're going along. You're trying to put en-suites into bedrooms that never really were designed to be there, and you've got to route pipes, and sometimes those pipes have got no way to go downhill. You've got challenges, and that's why refurbs can sometimes take 6 to 9 months. And they set a budget of £50,000, all of a sudden it's 100.
Yeah.
With development, it's very predictable.
Yeah.
Time scale, build costs, because it's a sequence that follows plans.
And you tend to have a different type of builder, don't you, contractor on developments. Then a lot of people do refurbs, and look, they get stung. They get a Bob the Builder type character in, they get ripped off, they don't finish the work. When you start doing small, medium-sized developments, the quality of the builder and the contractors is just much higher.
And it's easier to put them on a price as well. That's the big thing about development new build work. Because they're not going to have any problems, they're comfortable doing price work. With conversions and refurbs and flips, they never quite know what they're going to come against.
Wow.
So the carpenter might have to do something, but the walls are out square.
Yeah.
So that's going to be more work for them. So they're going to put a big price in to cover them. Or, like you said, you end up with a builder who's more of a builder rather than an individual trade.
Wow. So there you have it. 4 different ways that you can get paid as a property developer. Quick recap. Number 1, sourcing fee. Number 2, project manager director fee. Number 3, a tradesman fee for doing work on the site. And number 4, of course, you get your big chunky profit at the end. Minimum £100,000, but typically, what's your main target on a development these days, Andy?
We like to make around £500,000 on a development now.
On one year?
Well,
18
8 to 9 months.
8 to 9 months,
but,
all right.
but sort of 12 to 15 by the time you're in and out.
In
and
and out, £500,000 quid. If we can do it, you can do it. You've got to be in it to win it. It's all about just finding great people to help you, to train you, to mentor you, finding people that can help you go find the deals, changing your mindset and saying, hey, you know what? You deserve more in life. And it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. You don't know what you don't know. Property development is one of the hottest strategies right now in the UK. So stay tuned for more of our videos. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you in one of our next videos.